Throughout all of this, Caitlin Clark never addressed Molly Qerim's comments directly. Instead, she let her performance on the court speak for itself. Game after game, she continued to break records, lead her team to victories, and solidify her place in the MVP conversation. Clark has always been known for her composure and confidence, and that's exactly how she handled this situation. Rather than engage in the back and forth of media drama, she focused on what she does best: playing basketball at an elite level. Her ability to rise above the noise and deliver on the court is what sets her apart from other players.
It's dumb, period.
Given her potential to elevate the team's profile and increase viewership, he argued that having a player like Clark on the team wouldn't detract from the competition, but instead enhance the overall level of play and fan engagement. As Clark continued to dominate, Molly Qerim found herself in a tough spot. The numbers didn't lie. Caitlin Clark was proving herself to be one of the best players in the league. On First Take, Molly tried to explain her earlier comments, stating that while she didn't doubt Clark's talent, she believed other players deserved the spotlight as well.
Anybody didn't think he was going to be successful or not play. It was just that we felt the other players in the W deserve shine as well.
Molly said,
really, Molly? Wow.
They jumped on us. They jumped on us, Molly. They jumped on us as a show. They jumped on us as a show when we talk about.
But fans weren't buying it.
I said,
really, Molly? Wow.
They jumped on us. They jumped on us, Molly. They jumped on us as a show. They jumped on us as a show when we talk about.
But fans weren't buying it. Social media quickly lit up, with many calling out Qerim for underestimating Clark and not acknowledging her rapid rise to greatness. Even Stephen A. Smith chimed in, saying that it's one thing to want balance in the spotlight, but it's another to deny a player the credit they deserve.
You know why we didn't do a better job of promoting the WNBA? Because the numbers, the eyeballs, the interest, the sizzle, the headlines were not there. No one cared. The public didn't care. And so now you have somebody, that has the world caring, and you say to her, well, you know what?
You got me down again.
Caitlin Clark has taken the WNBA by storm, breaking records and shutting down critics left and right. But one critic, ESPN's Molly Qerim, went a step too far, claiming Clark's presence on the USA Olympic team would hurt the game. Qerim's comments were controversial for several reasons. For one, Clark had already broken multiple WNBA records by that point, including the fastest rookie to hit 100 three-pointers and the first to log a triple-double. These achievements were unprecedented, especially considering how few rookies in WNBA history have made such an impact right out of the gate. Cheryl Reeve, Team USA's coach, explained the decision, citing Clark's inexperience at the professional level and the fact that she missed training camp due to her college commitments during March Madness. But the real stir came when Molly Qerim weighed in on ESPN's First Take. She boldly claimed that putting Caitlin Clark on the roster would hurt the game, and implied that the decision to leave her off the team was justified. In fact, Clark's success proved just the opposite of Molly's claims. Not only did her presence elevate the fever, but it also brought more attention to the entire league. WNBA viewership surged, and games featuring Clark consistently drew larger audiences than those without her. Fans were tuning in to see the next generation of basketball, and Clark was the face of that movement. Throughout all of this, Caitlin Clark never addressed Molly Qerim's comments directly. Instead, she let her performance on the court speak for itself. Game after game, she continued to break records, lead her team to victories, and solidify her place in the MVP conversation. Now, with Clark continuing her historic season, Molly is walking back her words. This is how Caitlin Clark made Molly Qerim regret doubting her. Stay tuned to see how this showdown between an emerging superstar and a high-profile critic unfolded. When the USA Olympic team roster was announced, Caitlin Clark's omission sent shockwaves through the basketball world. For a player as dominant and widely regarded as the future of women's basketball, being left off the roster was puzzling to many.
Stephen A., I could actually argue that it hurts the game more if they had given her a roster spot over someone more deserving.
Molly argued that adding Clark to the team would prioritize marketing over merit, essentially suggesting that Clark wasn't skilled enough to deserve a spot.
That's exactly what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out there.
Her words sparked immediate backlash, with fans and analysts pointing out that Clark's on-court performances had already proven her to be one of the most talented players in the WNBA, even in her rookie season. Her historic run has already put her in the conversation for MVP, and she's quickly becoming the face of the WNBA. The USA Olympic team may have snubbed her this time, but with the way Clark is playing, it's hard to imagine a future roster without her. And as for her critics, they're learning quickly that doubting Caitlin Clark isn't a good idea. Caitlin Clark is proving the doubters wrong, and the world is finally catching up to her greatness. After all, this was a player who had carried her college team to deep tournament runs and was now carrying the Indiana Fever out of a playoff drought. While the debate raged on about her Olympic snub, Caitlin Clark was doing what she does best, proving her critics wrong on the court. By the time the Olympic Games were underway, Clark was already setting new records in the WNBA. She became the first rookie in WNBA history to win Player of the Month, broke the record for most three-pointers in a rookie season, and logged multiple triple-doubles in what is now being called the greatest rookie season in league history.
But first of all, it's 2 points to that. Number one, we don't know if she's going to ride the bench. That's number one.
Well,
and
Stephen,
number
they're going to
two,
put out. They're going to.
Hold on, Molly. You can't ask me a question.
Okay,
Molly, I'm answering your question.
Stephen A., I'm telling you know she's not going to be one of the starting five.
Did you be that idiotic and not make that call when throughout history, Team USA has been in part about marketing? It's dumb, period.
Given her potential to elevate the team's profile and increase viewership, he argued that having a player like Clark on the team wouldn't detract from the competition, but instead enhance the overall level of play and fan engagement. Caitlin Clark has taken the WNBA by storm, breaking records and shutting down critics left and right. But one critic, ESPN's Molly Qerim, went a step too far, claiming Clark's presence on the USA Olympic team would hurt the game. Now, with Clark continuing her historic season, Molly is walking back her words. This is how Caitlin Clark made Molly Qerim regret doubting her. Stay tuned to see how the showdown between an emerging superstar and a high-profile critic unfolded. Clark also propelled the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016, a feat that many thought was impossible.
Turned it around. They've won 7 of their 8 since. They clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2016, which, by the way, was the last year of Hall of Famer and franchise icon Tamika Catching's career. So Caitlin, she continues to make history. She's the first rookie to win WNBA Player of the Month since the award's inception.
Fans were quick to defend Clark, pointing out that her exclusion from the Olympic team had more to do with logistics than talent. Stephen A. Smith, Qerim's co-host, even questioned the logic behind leaving Clark off the Olympic roster.
I truly believe eyeballs are going to tune in. People are going to be clamoring. Let me get my popcorn ready to see Caitlin Clark ride the bench.
No.
The answer is no.
Hold up. But time.
She not only led the team in scoring, but also in assists, showcasing her ability to make her teammates better. Aaliyah Boston, for example, had the best season of her career playing alongside Clark, with both stars earning all-star nods. And Clark wasn't just putting up stats, she was doing it in style. From hitting logo threes to dishing out jaw-dropping assists, she quickly became the most talked-about player in the WNBA. Her rise to superstardom was undeniable, and fans couldn't help but wonder how different the Olympic team's fate could have been had Clark been on the roster. As Clark continued to dominate, Molly Qerim found herself in a tough spot. The numbers didn't lie. Caitlin Clark was proving herself to be one of the best players in the league. On First Take, Molly tried to explain her earlier comments, stating that while she didn't doubt Clark's talent, she believed other players deserved the spotlight as well.